Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. We're here for Sketch Survival episode 42. And yeah, we're back here for another video. I hope you guys did enjoy the time lapse at the start. I always love putting time lapses at the start of the video as like the opening scene or whatever. It's really cool. But yeah, as you may have seen in the time lapse, I built this huge thing. And it's actually like the tallest thing in my town now. We can take a fly around view of it, as we can see here. It's fairly big, tall tower. I was thinking about putting a bell there, but I couldn't figure out a nice design for that, so I decided not to. And yeah, I hope you like this. It took quite a while, actually. I added lots of detail on the sides with some flowers. I also made a bee farm, and it's been producing honeycomb, because as you may know, there are now candles in Minecraft. And all you need to craft them is string and honeycomb, I believe. I'm not too sure. I've never actually crafted them before. I have all the materials for them. So there's a crafting table right here. Bam. 5 candles. Apparently you can place them in 4, kind of like sea pickles, and then you can light them. Do they deal damage? No, they look really awesome though, and you gotta use a flint and steel to light them. I want to use some of these in today's build, which is going to be the interior of this huge thing. It's like a church or a chapel, I'm not too sure though. And yeah, I also did the interior of this. Basically, it is like a brewing area for some stuff, and I actually, oh, you can't, hold on, I gotta figure this out. So I want to place candles on this table, right? What you gotta do, apparently, is place it with a full block, and stack a few. I want 3. Then replace it. That's a floating candle. Then you can place whichever block you want back underneath. But you can't actually place it on slabs and stairs, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I thought I might want that in here because I think it looks pretty nice, to be honest. And yeah, this is the whole science-y room. I brewed a few potions, actually put some in the cauldrons, and just a lot of different things. This is also where I grow my nether wart, which I had to go on a journey for, and yeah, all these things are really cool. I love how the interior of this turned out. You know, actually it has been a while since I built that. I built it like 2 weeks ago, so yeah, it's kind of, I almost forgot to show you guys because of how long ago it was that I built it. So as I was saying, today I want to work on the interior of this church thing that we have here. And it's fairly small, actually, but I think I can work with it. And I also maybe want to build a little building around this bee farm that we have here, and perhaps another building on the other side of the church over here to kind of finish off this project, because it's been like 7 episodes that we've been working on this project or so, and I think it's definitely coming to a close. It's looking really nice in my opinion. I really love how it's turning out. This custom tree, I've had to trim it lots of times because like these things just keep growing forever and ever and ever. They won't stop. So I have to trim it a lot. But the tree looks really nice still, and yeah. So for the interior of this cathedral, what I want to do is actually first start off with putting some candles on here. So I think I'm just gonna have some little overhangs like that, and then I'm gonna put a candle on top of those if I can. Actually, wait, you can't put candles on top of stairs. I forgot. I'm gonna have to do that a little differently really quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna put a solid block there, 2 candles for each of these things, and then I'm gonna replace it with a stair like that. So I'm gonna have to take this solid block, place 2 candles, break that, and replace it with a stair. I gotta do that again 2 more times. And bam, that's the candles. Now I should probably light them. Try not to light the whole place on fire, because that wouldn't be good. I just spent like a few hours building it. And now I also want there to be a red carpet going over to here probably, but I just don't have enough red carpet at the moment. And I'm gonna grab some of these actually. Well, let's actually use some dark oak. And basically I just want to have chairs like so coming along until there, I think would be good. So there's quite a few actually. And these are gonna act as seats. If there was like a wedding or something here, it would be a fairly small wedding, of course, but like, it's still something. So these are little benches that people sit on and watch the people getting married or whatever. So I added a little platform here, a few composters, and I want to add a little bush above that. And I also want to add a chandelier up there. So what I'm going to do is build up, place a few of these coming down a bit, have them go out, sort of. And I gotta whip up the design, and I'll be right back once I've got the chandelier built. Got the chandelier in. It's looking actually pretty nice, and yeah, this room is looking nice. I don't know how it would look at night, because it is a bit lit up, to be honest, but yeah, I may put like a little lectern right here, so the person standing up doing like the marrying thing, I'm not too sure, would like reading the... I really don't know. This chapel is looking really nice, and I think the interior is quite finished. Our chapel or church, and yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So I think we're done with that project. And the next project of this episode is to build a little building around this honey bee farm, whatever you want to call it. And ow, oh my goodness, this is not good. Not good. There's so many mobs. This is what happens when I spend my first night. I actually don't sleep right away. Ooh, carrot. But yeah, as I was saying, a build around this bee farm, honey farm. Okay, so I got some more materials, and I think I'm ready to start this build. And I've designed it a little bit in Creative Test World, so hopefully it doesn't go too badly. It's a lot of wood. It's more of a basic build than what we have. I was gonna say design, but I just didn't want... I wanted another more of a basic build, kind of like that one, just a little more basic than that. Just so that, like, it doesn't look overly detailed. Because in Western times and in Western towns, it wasn't the most detailed buildings. So it's gonna be a little more fairly basic than something you would see from an X-Byte 208 video. But yeah, I'm gonna start off probably, let's say, 2 blocks away from there. So we're gonna have a little balcony. And how far should that go? Hold on, I'm gonna have it be too wide so that I can add some stuff in a sec. Okay, so I want to add some stairs coming out like so, and then also a cell block there, and then a stair right here for where you come up. So this, it's a little more narrow here for the path, but I think it should be fine. And then we're gonna keep going along. We're gonna have it come along that far. I'm gonna place a slab there actually. Well, let's put a full block there so we can turn the stair and then have a slab there. And then we're gonna have this go across that way. This is gonna be the length of our build. And it's gonna go down 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. So what I'm noticing right now is that the whole bee farm is not in here. But if I count here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 1 block out. I'll have to deal with that later. But for now, I'm going to continue with the balcony, and then I'm going to start bringing up the walls. Now I've got the layout for where the build is going to be here, so it's a lot smaller. It feels a lot smaller than in my Creative Test World. But I had to adjust it a tiny bit. So now it should fit everything. So we're going to build this up, and yeah, we're basically just going to build up all the walls. Which, this is the layout, as you can see. Okay, so I got most of the walls in place now. I haven't gotten out the windows, but this is the main shape of the build. And that's probably why I thought it was so big. It's just because it's very tall, like extremely tall. Now I want to somehow get up here, which I need scaffolding. One day I'll get scaffolding. Not soon though. At the moment I've been using trapdoors as scaffolding. So basically, if we come up here, and I want to basically have these be stripped. and just have it as a little beam going across because it's very blank and plain right now, and that's what I don't really want. So I'm gonna add this, and it also has like no depth, so I'm gonna add some fences along the top here, just like so. And now I'm also gonna put buttons on the corners of this part here and here, and then the windows will also give it a little bit more depth, just so that it's not so plain and like basically it's just a flat wall currently, and it's very, very ugly. So I'm gonna basically put in windows and stuff in the later on, and it's gonna be a lot less flat. But for now, I'm gonna work on like the balcony here and make it look a little better. Okay, so I've added like these overhangs to the balcony. Now I'm gonna add in some of the windows because there's not very many, and yeah, I'm gonna add in the windows, punch them in, and we'll see what happens after that. So now I've got all the windows in. We have some windows with just shutters with trapdoors on the side to act as shutters. Some that have just been covered up by signs, and yeah, those ones are quite often. And then some shutters and signs, some signs, just random windows on the side, and yeah, it's looking pretty nice. We have some buttons along there, another overhang a little bit. And now it's time to work on the roofs, because the roofs aren't actually there yet. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that right now. And there we go. The build is now almost complete. It's not fully complete actually. But we got most of the details in, like the windows and the just basically all of it almost. I want to add a few details such as foliage and stuff like that around the area. Maybe some barrels, some wood piles, like something like this maybe, some dead bushes, just to finish up the build. Maybe a little seating area on the balcony as well, just so that it's more finished. And inside we may do something with, but maybe not at the same time. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm going to do those little final details now, and I'll get back to you guys once they're done.
One eternity later.
And now, the building is basically complete. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to get my elytra on, and let's take a little flyby so we can see how it looks. I added a few more things, but I just want to fly around, make sure there's nothing missing. Here kind of looks a little basic, but that's fine. I did say it was going to be a bit more basic than some of the other builds in the town, and yeah, I added a bit of wood along the side, some bushes, these seating areas, some wood, and then I moved the barrels from over there to over here now. We also have a stair right here to get down to the bee farm. That's a little detail I added. Some alleyways where there could be some trade going on or something. And this custom tree as well I put there, and yeah, it's basically it for the whole area. I definitely like how the build turned out, and this town is definitely really coming together. Like, just looking at it from afar, it's really nice, and I really like it. This side's more of the naturey area. That area is more of the, like, this line right here is more of the building, the street with all the buildings on it. Over here is like a little farming area. It's definitely really, really nice, and I really like all the different additions of the build, and I really like how this build turned out. I may do the interior, but yeah, that's that build finished, and I really like how it turned out. Okay, so as you may know, I have an iron farm on Sketch Survival, and I haven't really done very many AFK sessions before, and none of them definitely have been on camera, but I wanted to try something that I have never tried ever before, and that was an AFK time-lapse. So you guys get to see all of the, like, iron golems go down into the hole and die. And I think it should be pretty interesting. Give me your feedback on it if you like it or not. And yeah, we have this much iron. Let's see how much we can get by the end of the AFK session. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of AFKing probably while I edit this video, and we should see what we have at the end. Okay, I have been AFKing for about an hour or so, and we got 5 stacks of iron, so I would call that a success on our AFK session. I'm not actually going to take it, I'll just come back here if I ever need it. I don't know if I'm going to need it anytime soon, but yeah, back off to the western village I go. Before I end off this episode, I actually want to repair some of my gear because they are getting close to breaking, and that's just actually my armor that's getting close, not my tools yet. So just upgraded it a little bit, and yeah, so that helps it out and it won't break as easily. I have to do that every once in a while so that none of my armor breaks. But yeah, we did a lot in this episode, I think. We built this whole western building and also this whole church. This is like the beekeeper's building. I just haven't done the interior yet. We've been collecting a lot of honey, which is nice. And in here we have a nice chandelier as well as a little walkway and a lectern, some candles, and we got to test out the new candles from this update, and I really had fun with this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.